Meet Stacey. Originally from Michigan, he realized at a pretty young age that there's more out there than cold winters in small towns, which ultimately led him to San Diego, where he served in the US Navy and traveled all over the world as part of that. After completing his time in the service, he worked various jobs in America for a few years before eventually investing in 2 semi-trucks, hiring drivers, and taking off to Bangkok for a change in pace. Today, Stacey's going to talk about the process he went through to apply for the Non-Immigrant Business Visa he's currently on, why he chose to base himself in Thailand over the 17 other countries he's visited, some of the major benefits of living in a culture that places such a high emphasis on respect, a full breakdown of his $1,800 monthly spend, and lots of other interesting stuff. I'm Adam. This is Stacey's Thailand Blueprint. Let's get into it. All right, man. So where were you when you first decided you were moving to Thailand?
I grew up in a couple small cities in Michigan. In 7th grade, I took a trip to Pasadena, California, and I was just blown away that there was no snow, and it was just such a lively city. And from that point on, I knew that basically I wanted to live in a big city, and I wanted to be somewhere where it was always warm. And that took me all the way to the point where I was getting ready to graduate high school. And I kind of didn't know what I was gonna do. I was kind of just stuck. And my father, he's an ex-Marine, he said, maybe I should look into the military. So I went to the recruiter's office, I went to the Navy's office, and man, they were like, yo, you could be stationed in San Diego. As soon as I heard that, I was all in, instantly all in. Served my time, got out. I spent a little time in San Diego. I had a couple businesses with a few friends, and COVID happened. And once COVID happened, you know, there was no more physical businesses. So I need to find a way to make money online. So I was always interested in financial markets and trading. I ended up working for a proprietary firm based out of London. Worked for them for a few years. And within that time, I realized that I kind of wanted to make a residual based income. So I took the money I made from that and I invested into a couple semi-trucks, got the semi-trucks, and I had some income coming in. So I was able to do a little bit of traveling. So 2018 was my first time here. I came the year right after that, but both those times I came, I was just kind of on vacation mode. I stayed in Bangkok, man, maybe like 2 days, just enough time to land and then take off to the islands. So just pure vacation mode, man, pure vacation mode. But after COVID, I came here, and I came here with the intent that I wanted to play some basketball. I wanted to meet some people. So I came and I actually got a feeling for, you know, like the Bangkok everyday hustle, the city. I got a feel for it. And from that point, I kind of was like, you know, I think I want to go back to Bangkok and maybe stay a little bit longer and see how that feels. And then I ended up coming back, man, 7 months later, got some connects with some people who play basketball, ended up making it on a team. That was awesome. And man, I've been here ever since then.
So just to summarize, you know, you realized pretty young that there's more out there than just cold winters and small towns. That led you to the point where you're wrapping up high school. You didn't so much know what you wanted to do, went to the military, did that. Then you started a business with your buddies down in San Diego. COVID happens, that shuts down. You transition into a world of online work and making an online income, and then use the money from there to purchase some semi-trucks in the US, and you're still an owner of that business. And so now you're kind of funding your life with that, as well as like you're going to school right now that the military covers, and then as part of that you get an allowance from the military based on your service there.
Yes.
So that's kind of a summary as to your situation right now, and you're just doing it all from Thailand.
Yeah. Feels great, man.
Nice, man. Nice. So that's how you fund your life here. Now I'm curious, what sort of visa are you on? What kind of visa allows you to live here?
So I currently have a non-immigrant visa.
Cool. And so how did you get that? You applied for that in America, and that came from a letter of endorsement from your colleague's company here, your buddy's company here?
Yes. So luckily, I was able to network and meet some people here, and there's a studio that I help with a little bit of recordings, a little bit of things here and there, and they wrote me a letter of endorsement for my visa. I applied when I was in America. I was about an hour and a half away from Chicago, so I applied through the Chicago consulate. But it's actually cool because it was just all online. So I was able to pretty much do it all myself, all from my laptop. And once I got that letter, it was really easy. It took about 3 business days to get everything received back and for my visa to be approved.
Do you remember the specifics as far as documents go? Like, what did you have to submit to that e-visa website that you applied through in order to get this 1-year non-B visa?
Yeah, so, I mean, besides all my information, I think my passport just had to have at least 6 months left of validity on it. I needed to have like one of those small pictures. I needed to pay for it, which was $200. It was extremely affordable. Man, what else did I need? The letter of recommendation, and I think that was it.
Cool.
It's pretty straightforward, yeah.
Cool. And then as part of that visa in your life here now, you have to do the 90-day reporting, correct?
Yes, so every 90 days I have to report, or I can leave and come back and then the report doesn't need to be done.
So you were in a position where you could have chosen to spend time anywhere in the world, and you chose Thailand, but you've also traveled to the UAE, Puerto Rico, all over the US, Turkey, Northeast Asia, parts of Europe. Like why did you choose to establish a home base in Thailand when you could have picked anywhere?
The people, man. Like Thai people are awesome. They're so cool. I like warm weather, which it's warm. It's definitely warm weather, but I mean, I would take that over snow any day.
Yeah.
The food is top notch. I mean, I visited China a couple times. I've been to Tokyo. I've been a few places, and here the cuisine is, you know, the street food culture it's amazing because you can just go and pop and get any dish that you want. You could get it right on the spot. I've met some people here, so actually I have a few friends here now, which is awesome. Nature, from here, it's about a 2-hour drive to like Khao Yai, which is one of the national parks. I actually just recently went to Kanchanaburi, which was another national park, and that was an hour and a half away. The list of things that I love about this place will literally go on forever. And it's hard to even come up with them because the list is so long.
Yeah, it's a pretty amazing country. It's not perfect, and we're gonna chat about that towards the end of this video, but I do hear what you're saying, man. Like, I wake up every morning and I feel lucky to be here. Honestly, yeah, I do, man.
Seriously.
I do. So when you first arrived, what was it like kind of getting your quote unquote Thailand starter kit in order? So think, you know, finding your long-term lease, think getting your phone plan, you know, getting your internet dialed in, getting your transportation and figuring out the city, making friends, like Thailand starter kit. Can you walk me through that process upon first arrival?
The first thing I wanted to do was find a place to live, and that was actually extremely easy. Pretty much any of the buildings that you see, if you're interested in, you can just walk in them. And I walked in this building and they introduced me to the like realtor in this area. So he showed me this building, he showed me maybe 3 or 4 other buildings in this area, and I chose this one, which that was pretty easy. He also directed me to get Wi-Fi. Getting a phone plan was extremely easy. I just walked into the mall, and then you can buy a prepaid phone and just add it onto your line that you already have, or you can buy a new phone and get like a postpaid plan. Everything here was extremely easy. Everybody's really able to help you. I mean, if you ask anybody a question, they pretty much help you to the best extent they can.
So getting your Thailand starter kit and kind of integrating into this country, it was a pretty seamless process for you.
I've realized out here that the culture is like respect-based. So if you approach somebody with respect, then most of the time they're willing to help you and do whatever it is they can to give you a good experience.
Yeah. And where did you decide to live, man? Like what area is this right now?
So this area right here is Ratchathewi and Pratunam. I'm like right in the middle of both of them. This is just a really nice area. This is just the area that I fell in love with when I came here.
Yeah, and then do you figure you're living more of a Thai style life, more of a foreigner style life, or somewhere in between? And what I mean by that is, you know, what kind of food are you eating? What kind of stuff do you get up to on a day-to-day basis? What areas are you hanging out in? Like what does kind of your routine look like? And do you dip into the Thai world and the foreign world? Or do you do one more than the other? Do you prefer one more than the other? I'm curious.
I like maybe a mix between both of them. I can't get enough. I love to try new food. So, you know, going to markets, street food, it's just, I love that. It's such a good time for me. But and then also, you know, there are markets that are, I guess you could say like touristy, more Western. And those are also fun as well. I have a thing where I kind of want to eat, like if I eat too much Thai food, you know, maybe if I eat Thai food for like 4 or 5 days in a row, I may want a burger, you know, so I may go to McDonald's or maybe like a quickie or Prime Burger or something. I love burgers, so yeah. But also, but that goes with what I was saying earlier, like the food here, it's so broad, like there's so many options. But also as far as living a lifestyle, I do like to sometimes get right on the outskirts of Bangkok where it's not so touristy and go to maybe a market out there. I went to Sai Thai Center, if you've been out there, Sai Thai, just a few days ago, and that was, I could say, I was the only foreigner there for
yeah,
sure.
man, like once you get out of the core of Bangkok, and it's not that far to get out.
At all.
You know, it's 20 minutes on the motorbike, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Things really change, you know, both pricing as well as just what is on offer and what kind of stuff you can experience. So it's really cool. I mean, at this point in my life, I do personally enjoy living in the core, you know, being 26, like I like the action and the hustle and bustle, but I could totally see a world where, you know, eventually I move out to more of a quiet area, more of a chill area, and just more of a local area, you know, because those spots are also just as cool as, you know, what's happening in the center. Just in a different way, right?
And it's funny because you say that, and even when you go outside of the city a little bit, it's still like a city. You know, it's still, you can still walk places. There's still food everywhere. It's still active. So even going outside the city, I guess even like 20, 30 minutes, you're still in the city, if that makes sense. So it's still great.
Yeah.
I still get my city urge fulfilled when even when I'm outside of it.
So now that we have a pretty good idea as to what your reasons for being in Thailand are, you know, what your journey looked like to get here, and then what your life looks like on the other side, I just want to run through what all this costs you and how much you're spending every month for different cost categories, right? So you've been nice enough to provide a really well-structured budget here. So let's just run through it. So rent, you pay 17,500 baht a month. What kind of unit does that get you?
So I live in a studio. The unit isn't huge by any means, but I'm right in the center of the city, and the building's maybe like 2 or 3 years old. So I mean, it's really nice and has great amenities as well.
All right, so next up, insurance. You have it listed as free. So how can it be free, man? How's that possible?
Okay, being a veteran in the United States, you get free healthcare. And coming here, there's something called the Foreign Medical Program, and I get the same benefits here. I just have a list of hospitals I can go to, and I go there, and it's taken care of, just like it would be if I went to the VA in the United States.
Nice, and that is facilitated through like a VA liaison that you work with in the US?
Yeah, so I filled out a form, and basically they just sent me a list of hospitals I can go to.
Cool, and then the hospitals, I guess, bill Uncle Sam directly.
Uncle Sam, that's right. Yeah, bill Uncle Sam.
That's a nice benefit of being a veteran, I guess. All right, so next up, you have internet listed at 600 baht per month. So who's that through? AIS, True, DTAC?
So I went with True.
Okay,
This
so
time,
you went with True, and 600 baht a month for internet. Speeds are pretty good there, good home Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah, speeds are good.
All right, and then phone plan, 200 baht a month. So that's like $6 US. So is that also through True?
So I actually went with AIS on the phone plan.
Okay, AIS on the phone.
Yes.
And 200 baht a month. What does that plan get you? Is that unlimited data? Is it up to a certain amount?
So I don't know if you've seen, but everywhere they have the AIS like spot that they have Wi-Fi. So I mostly use the Wi-Fi, but it comes with up to like 30 gigabytes of data, and then it drops down to like 4G. But I've never even got close to that because of the Wi-Fi everywhere.
Yeah, Wi-Fi's everywhere.
Yeah.
But that 200 baht per month plan definitely suffices for what you need it for.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, nice. Next up, so food, and this would include groceries, snacks, 7-Eleven runs, and then eating out. You have listed at 10,000 baht per month. So you had kind of touched on it earlier, but what kind of food are you eating? Is it a lot of Thai food? Is it, you know, Western food, other international foods, or kind of a mix of everything?
Definitely a mix of everything.
Yeah.
You know, but it's great because all that is available.
Yeah, you're basically eating meals that are anywhere between, you know, 60 baht for a nice plate of local pad krapao, up to like, you know, 300, 350 baht for like a good burger combo meal or something.
Exactly.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay, so 10,000 baht a month on food though?
Yes.
Around there, okay.
Yeah, around there, give or take. But
Cool.
yeah. depends on how Western I do go. That's what it really depends on.
Yeah. It can get like kind of expensive if you're only going Western.
Oh, yeah.
Or you're only going Japanese or something.
Yeah.
You know, like it can get pricey. It can get pricey.
It can get pricey.
Next up, motorbike rental, 4,500 baht a month.
Yes.
So what are you renting?
So I rent it from a guy down by the river, actually, over by Icon Siam.
And what kind of bike is it?
I got an NMAX, a 2022, I think. Man, I love that bike. I've asked him if I could buy it from him a couple of times, and he says no every time.
Why don't you just buy another bike, man?
I'm going to. I'm going to buy a bike. I didn't think I just didn't know for sure if that was something I was going to do.
Right.
I didn't know if I wanted to buy one, just rent one, and then I don't have to worry about it. But I think it makes more sense because over the year, the amount of money I spend on renting, it would be the same as me just buying one.
Sure.
So worst case, if I sell it for anything, I'd be in the green.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I bought my bike brand new from a Honda dealership in the city's Huai Quang district, kind of just north of Rama 9, like in between Rama 9 and Lat Prao.
Yeah.
And I think I paid all in, including the insurance, like 64,000 baht, which I get it. I can find a cheap secondhand motorbike for like 30,000 baht on, Facebook Marketplace or even less. But the Honda bikes, some of these, like, they hold their value pretty good.
Yeah, pretty well.
So I just opted to buy one.
Yeah.
But having a bike does make the best difference in this city, man. I waited 3 years too long to buy mine.
Oh.
I should have taken a page out of your book and got it like as soon as I moved to Bangkok.
I don't want to say it's a necessity, but it's highly recommended.
It opens up the city completely. Like people say that you can get everywhere via the BTS or the MRT, and that's kind of true, but not really. There are little nooks and crannies of Bangkok that are inaccessible by public transport, and to just hop on the bike and go there yourself, dude, it's the right move for those that are comfortable driving, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I know a lot of people get intimidated by the traffic, but I mean, you can go at your own pace, you can go slow. Yeah. And I mean, just like I know you probably see, I see people driving slow all the time, and I also see there'll be like 3 schoolgirls on a bike, and I'm just like, okay, I can't be scared.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah. Next up, so entertainment, 10,000 baht a month. Now, you were mentioning to me, like, you don't drink.
Yeah, I don't drink.
You haven't drank for years now.
Yeah, about a year.
About a year. So what does that 10,000 baht a month get spent on?
So it just depends. It would be like really random activities. There's a Top Golf. Maybe go to Top Golf, maybe go to like the top of the Mahanakan Tower, maybe do some touristy things. That would probably be it. But
movies.
Movies. And they got some great movie theaters here. Oh my god. The ones with the bed. Oh, those are amazing. Unlimited popcorn, unlimited everything, and then a bed with like new. Oh yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, I'd probably say like would be the touristy things that I would decide to do if I maybe want to go for like a temple run or anything like that. I've also used Get Your Guide a couple times, so that's been pretty cool. But yeah, 10,000 baht, I would probably never really spend more than that. 10,000 would be
and that's just on like just kind of fun activities. Like you had mentioned, go to Top Golf for an afternoon, maybe do like a cruise on the river, something like this, right? Go to the top of the Mahanakan. That makes sense, 10K.
Yeah,
you save a lot of money by virtue of not drinking, man. Like if you only go out, once a week, right? And you go out to like a nice sky bar or something, or even like a beer garden, like it adds up. Like drinking is not cheap, you save money by doing that.
It's really not. But the good thing about here is it's not just drinking that you can do. There's options for literally everything. There's so many things you can do here that don't include drinking, which I love.
100%. I think that's really something that makes Thailand unique, man. A buddy of mine from Canada FaceTimed me the other day, and he and his fiance and his parents are gonna come to Thailand next spring, and he was calling me kind of all worried. He's like, oh man, like my parents are like Caribbean people and Florida people. Like they're kind of in that North American bubble.
Yeah.
They've never really left. Like, do you think they'll like Thailand and Asia? I'm like, dude, I think they're gonna love it.
Love it.
I think they're gonna love it because Thailand has something for everybody. If you are coming here for a honeymoon and you want the romantic vibe, great, it's got it. If you're coming here with you know, for bachelor party or with, you know, boys trip. Obviously Thailand has that. If you're coming with like elderly parents or young kids and it's all about family activities, it's got that. Like it has something for everybody, man. This city and the country as a whole, it's a really unique thing about Thailand, you know?
I've had a few friends visit me, and every time they all come, oh, I'm gonna come for, you know, maybe like a couple weeks, and they all end up staying their entire full visa.
Yeah.
Every time. I've had a few friends change their flights. Everybody comes and stays way longer and loves it way more than they expect.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome here. Yeah, man, so I'm curious, like how do you see the next 1 year, 3 year, 5 year periods playing out? Do you figure that's going to be spent here in Thailand? Do you figure you'll go back to the US, maybe try somewhere else in the world? Like what are you thinking? What do you hope plays out? What do you got going on?
I say that I don't want to put myself in the Thailand bubble and just, oh, well, I'm just gonna stay here forever now. But it's a great place, man. It's a great place. Like, I really like it. So I am open to other places, but I've been other places, and even sometimes to this day when I travel somewhere, I'm like, I can't wait to get back to Bangkok. It's such a good place. I can see myself having a place here long term. For sure, 100%. No ifs, ands, or buts. Will I stay and live here full time? I don't know. But as of right now, I feel yes, and I feel like I will for sure have a place here. I just don't know if I will be here 365 days out of the year.
Obviously, we've been extremely positive about Thailand up to this point, right? And I think for the most part, that's fair. But there's no place on earth that's perfect. You know, there's always negative aspects about locations or people or whatever it may be. So I'm curious, what do you dislike about Thailand in the name of being fair?
In the name of being fair, okay. One thing I will say that I'm not a huge fan of pork, and they do have a lot of pork. Sometimes it's the only option. So that's one thing I definitely dislike. I know a lot of people say they dislike traffic. A lot of people say they dislike the heat. A lot of people say they dislike the smells of the city, but I kind of feel like that's just the character of the city, and that's what makes Bangkok, Bangkok. But I will say, I for sure do not like the rain. Like rainy season definitely will put a dent in your plans. Big time, just because the culture is so outside. So I would definitely say the rain is my main dislike thing, but man, everything else I feel like that's just how the city is. It's just like the character of Bangkok.
All right, there you have it, Stacey's Thailand blueprint. If you're considering a life in Thailand, I'd highly recommend you check out the 8-part email series I built. Everything in there is cited back to its official source, so you know what you're reading and where it comes from. And if you want to see how my buddy Randy lives here in Bangkok, just click up there. He lives more of a Thai style life, so it's pretty interesting. Cheers.